Well, meanwhile, some parents whose children were abducted in Kagara are now making available pictures of their wards who were whisked away by gunmen. Some pictures obtained from the cable news shows that one of the students, Elias Mohammed, escaped when the gunmen invaded the school on Wednesday morning. Some students who were not as lucky as Mohammed are still in the hands of their abductors, according to the pictures obtained. Well, those whose pictures were obtained include Nura, Saratu Isa, Aisha Isa, Hadiza Aliyu, and Memuna Aliyu. Some parents and survivors told journalists how the bandits operated with no resistance from security agencies. They said the bandits were about 40 in number. They arrived to the school around 1 a.m. on Wednesday. The school premises and hostels from where the students were abducted had been deserted when newsmen visited the facility earlier today. Now let's join security expert Lanre Suraj for more on this development. Let's take a look at the timeline of this event. Just before the abduction, there was an ambush and 55 people in the same state. We're now told that less than 24 hours, there's been another abduction in Niger state. We're talking about an unidentified number of victims. Outside Niger, this is happening about 2 months after the Kagara abduction. What does this say about our security infrastructure?
I think this is only not just talking about our security infrastructure. It is actually talking about the complete near absence of governance in the country. So we end up not just actually looking for proactive solutions to many of the endemic situation and problem faced by the country. And what we just do is to respond to some of these episodic developments. So it is not just in the same state. The abduction or the kidnap of the travelers happened in the same local government as Kagara, where the students were actually abducted 2 days ago and overnight. What we have seen is that there's a absence of any intelligence gathering in the system. Unfortunately, kidnapping is now the order of the day. This is what should be expected by any responsible government, in the sense that we don't have the cash economy, so we operate cashless economy. So it is not even easy fashionable for armed robbery anymore because people don't carry cash with themselves. You have already displaced quite a number of bandits from illegal mining and some of those illegal operations in many of the resource-rich states like Niger and a number of other states. And you've not actually envisaged this level of insecurity that would follow where you have free flow of arms and ammunition in many of the communities. So it is not just about the insecurity or the security network. It is the fail of governance. I can tell you, and you can check, during the NSAS, we really didn't see a single water cannon, on the streets in any of the states. These are basic tools and equipment that are needed for internal security.
Indeed, Mr. Suraj. So, as we've seen with cases like these, with abductions like these, there's been response on the part of government. Federal government delegation have visited Niger. We've seen governors meet across board and security personnel deployed to this particular area. Talk to us about what needs to be done differently. Just last month, the president changed his service chiefs. In your opinion, what are we not doing right, and what is the way forward?
What we are really not doing right, it is actually a huge list. It's a long list of the absence of socio-economic support for the ordinary citizens, the failure of government to provide intelligence gathering support to the law enforcement agencies, the failure of our elected officers to judiciously utilize the country's resources for the development of the country. So there's breakdown of infrastructure, both at the local government. We don't even have local government existing almost anymore, which is the closest here to the people. You don't even have schools that are functional anymore. People are becoming hopeless in the system, and that is a major foundation laying for this level of insecurity in the system. Changing the service chief just last month doesn't really in any way translate into an automatic impact. We have been calling for this for several months before it was done just last month. And this would have assisted in rejigging the security architecture of the system. The Inspector General was meant to retire earlier this month. You can see the president granting 3 months extension. It means we're not just prepared, we're not just conscious of the situation where we are. And that is the most unfortunate aspect. Both the president and the National Assembly are completely oblivious of what the citizens are going through, basically because they have security protection and they don't feel insecure.
Let's stay with government response in cases like this. Just yesterday, you heard the Minister of Defense saying people can do more to defend themselves. Beyond intelligence gathering, do you see the people in this situation doing anything significantly to aid security in their areas when you think of how armed these bandits are?
I think it is the height of irresponsibility to have heard that from the Minister of Defense in the face of failure of this nature, of this magnitude, when we expect people to appointed officers like himself to be speaking to Nigerians on how the state of insecurity will be addressed, and you will be hearing from a minister who's been there for months or years, and as to assist Nigeria in getting out of the wood, is coming to now accuse Nigerians of failing to do enough. What are they expected to do? The travelers who are in the bus, so how would they have helped themselves? Either by jumping into the lagoon with the bus, or for the children that were abducted to possibly have taken sniper and die before they are abducted, or I mean, I just couldn't understand. I mean, the guns are not licensed in the country where you can say people will resist using their own
Absolutely,
guns.
Mr. Suraj. This conversation cannot be exhausted in a single bulletin. We'll have to continue subsequently. Lanre Suraj, security expert, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us on TVC News at 7.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.